problem. This problem is not difficult to solve. 2 employees in a company are up for a special pay increase. Write a program that reads the last name, first name, current salary, and percent pay increase. So 4 input: last name, first name, salary, and percentage increase for both employees. So we have 2 employees, so we need 8 variables, 4 for each employee. Your program should display their salaries after the increase. So here we have percentage calculation involved. I will not go on to solve this equation. However, I'm going to solve the next equation, which involves also percentages. So if you understand how to compute percentages for this example, it will be easy for you to solve question number 2. Just one point, that if you want to read last name, which is 1 word, you need to use dot next, not next line. And if you want to read the first name as 1 word, you use dot next. Salary will be double, and percentage increase will be double. All of these will be input, and the output will be an equation that finds the percentage after you add the percentage increase to the salary. Question number 3 will be also useful to understand how your grade will be calculated. Remember, for our course, we need to take 4 quizzes, and these quizzes holds 10%. And we have lab assignment, and this lab assignment holds 10%. 1 midterm, 15%. Another midterm, 20%. And final is 40%, and soft skill is 5%. If you get the marks for all of these assessments, and you know that sometimes the marks on the paper does not match the percentage. Quizzes given in the class out of 10. Exams, not necessarily the first exam will be out of 15, maybe it will be out of 30, so how to do the conversion. This is a scenario of some exams. Students are awarded points, so how the points for the class is are calculated based on the addition. So we need to add these exams together to get the final answer. The addition of the average of 3 quizzes. So we have 3 quizzes. We need to take the average, midterm, and final exam. We will use Q1, Q2, Q3 for the quizzes, midterm, MT, and final, we will call it final. Quizzes are marked out of 5. So when we give quizzes to the students, we grade it out of 5. And for the midterm will be out of 30, and the final will be out of 70. But after we collect all these numbers, we need to make conversions to make the total out of 100. So compute the total points using a Java program and print the result out of 100 according to the following percentages. See, 25, 35, 40, when you add them, you get 100. So from the quizzes, you get, the quizzes are marked out of 5. You need to convert the final answer into 25. Simply change the scale. And for the midterm, it is out of 30. You need to convert it to 35. And for the final, it is out of 70. You have to convert it into 25. So let me write down those 5 for quizzes converted to 25, 30 for the midterm converted to 35, and 70 for the final converted to 40. Okay, and I will just simply copy the lines, these lines from the previous example, copy, and then I will go to our program here, paste, to save time. Target, we will close main, and we will close the class. Again, we will prepare, I should copy this also, we will prepare, here I'm going to call it n. The variable for the keyboard, I will call it n. So if you want to read from the user, you have to use the keyword n. I will use this space for my explanation. As an example, I will just delete that one. As an example, suppose quiz 1 out of 5 is equal to 3.5. And suppose quiz 2 out of 5 is 4.0. And suppose that quiz 3 is equal to 5.0. So we need to find the average. So the average is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 is divided by 3. And I need to calculate it. Okay, I'm going to use the calculator here. 3.5 plus 4 plus 5, which is equal to 12.5. But this is a 12, divided by 3. Okay, I have to divide the answer by 3. So it is 4.16667. But this is out of 5. But I need to convert it into 25%. So to convert to 25%, convert to 25%, you do the following. You multiply 4.1667 by the new scale, which is 25, divided by the old scale, which is 5. So I call this one old scale, and the percentage I call it the new scale. So here I will multiply by 25 divided by 5. So the answer is 20.8333, and this will be out of 25. Okay, and we will do this for the other assessment. So for the midterm, the answer will be the mark will be out of 30. Simply we multiply the mark by 35, which is the new scale, the percentage, divided by 30. So the equation that we will get, okay, the equation that we will get, I'm going to call it final mark, or let's call it total. It will be equal to quiz 1 plus quiz 2 plus quiz 3 divided by 3 multiplied by 25 divided by 5 plus midterm multiplied by 35 divided by 30, and here you have to be careful with integer and integer, plus final multiplied by 70 divided by 40, and this will give you the final answer. So I put that one as a comment so that you understand how to make the conversion. For those numbers, we have constants, 5, 25. What if we change the percentage, like what we will do maybe this semester? Maybe we could have only one midterm. So if the percentage changed, then I need to go to the equation and make this change. But to make your life easier, define all those numbers, percentages as constants. So if you want to change any of these percentages, you don't need to look for it in the equation. Just go to the constant and change it directly. Let me do it for you. So this area is for the constants. Class constants. I'm going to call it class constants because they are defined inside the class, not inside main. So we will have 6 constants. First, we need to write public, static, final, double. So we will have, first I'm going to call it quiz mark, and this is equal to 5.0. This is the, when we grade the quiz, it will be out of 5. I will copy this line, Control C, and I will paste it, Control V, and I will change this one into PERC for percentage, and it is a 25. And we will repeat this for the other assessment. So again, I will copy both lines, Control C, and we will paste Control V, and I'm going to change this one. I'm going to call it empty or mid term. Mark will be out of 30. And mark or midterm percent will be out of 35. Control V, because I have already copied these two lines, and I'm going to do this for the final. Final mark is out of 70, and it should be converted into 40. So I made them constants, and I'm going to write the equation using these constants. Anytime I want to change the constant, I should not go to the equation. I just simply change the constants from these definitions. So the equation will change those constants automatically. So we will ask the user for input. So I need to define first the initial variables, double QZ1 for quiz 1, or maybe we can write it quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, we have midterm, and we have final. But see, the color of final has changed into purple. The compiler is telling me that this is a name for Java keyword. See, we are using final here. So this is a name, or this is reserved, mahjuz, for Java. So you cannot name your variable final. You have to give it different name. So maybe I should add final exam. So I will write exam, E capital letter, to read the two words easily. So we are going to call it final exam. Now we go for the input. We will ask the user system out, system.out.println. First, I will ask for the quizzes. Enter 3 quiz marks. We have a problem here. We have to close the quotation. And we will read in a quiz 1. The keyboard variable is n.next double. And since we are going to repeat the same statement, we will simply copy it and paste 3 times. But don't forget to change here this one to 2 and this one to 3. Otherwise, you will just read into quiz 1 and you will have logical errors. We will ask now, just using copy, Control C, and I'm using paste, Control V. I'm using the keyboard for speed. Here we will change the message, enter the mid-term mark. So we will read in midterm equal n.next double. And we will ask for enter the final mark. Okay. And we will read final exam equal n.next double. This is input. Now for the process, we will write the equation. I need to define another variable which we will call it total. So I will go up and I will define another variable called total. And wherever I want to use it, I will write the equation total equal, and write the equation quiz 1 plus quiz 2 plus quiz 3 divided by 3. And there is no need to put point because quiz 1, quiz 2 already are double over integer is double. Multiply by, I used constants. So quiz, did I call quiz or quizzes? So I need to go back and check. I called it quiz mark. So it will be a quiz percentage, the new value, the new scale, divided by quiz mark. If you make any misspelling, the compiler will tell you that you have an error. Plus term multiplied by mid-term percent divided by mid-term term mark plus final exam multiplied by final percent divided by final mark. So now in the equation, we are just writing the name of the constant. Anytime, again, when I said that, anytime you want to change the constant, you simply go and change here. There is no need to change every equation that has those constants. Finally, the output, we will print the answer, system.out.println, the total marks out of 100 is, we write total. We need to check that the program has no syntax errors, and also it gives correct answers, no logical errors. So run it. Oh, we did not save it. So it's telling me we have to save it. So we are going to save it by slide 20. Oh, I have to change the name because this is for a problem 3. So save problem 3, and we will add it into this project. And now we are done. So run it. We have an error. It says here final. Yes, see, I did not change it when I pasted here. So we need to correct this error, syntax error. Run. So now there are no errors. Now you need to prepare some examples on 3 quizzes. So we have already typed up here for 3 quizzes, 3.5. So we have 3.5, 4.0, and 5.0. So let us give this one as an input, 3.5, 4.0, and 5. And if you don't have, if it is an integer, just simply, you don't need to put point because it will read it as a double. But for showing you that this is double, we write double. Now enter midterm, and the midterm for our example, I did not have an example here. Okay, so we will assume out of 30 that it is 26. Enter the final, out of 70, it will be 66. And the total marks out of 100 is 88. So by this, we have prepared a lecture for understanding compatibility. When we say compatibility, it means when 2 variables are compatible, you use this chart. A variable on the left-hand side is compatible to move into a variable on the right-hand side. And if you want to convert, then you use typecasting. You put before or between brackets int. Our previous example, which is this for the area. For the so one way to convert this arithmetic operation 1/2 into double is you write 1.0 or you write 0.5. Suppose I would like to do type conversion. So another option is that you write int before 1, then you put 0.0. And here you put your brackets. And this will be useful for typecasting if you don't have a constant, you have a variable. Because for constant, you can put 1.0, but for variables, you cannot put 0.0, so you use typecasting. Here you are converting only 1. Let's leave this one not converted. Now, when you run the program, so it is asking for base 3.5, 6.5, still, oh, I have to put double here, okay, my mistake. I have to put double and run it again. So 3.5, 6.7, and the answer is double.